In the top stories, 2 men shot in an attempted mini-mart robbery, long lines outside the Treasury Building as the first land tax deadline looms, and a Prime Minister wants to intervene in the West Indies cricketers' pay dispute. Welcome to Nation News for Monday, October 20th, 2014. I'm Natasha Beckles.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your news, your time, your way.
2 men were shot during an attempted armed robbery at Bab's Mini Mart in Darrells Road, Christchurch this afternoon. One employee was shot in the left side of his back, while the other was shot in his hand. According to reports, a man entered the business around 1 p.m. wearing blue overalls and using a scarf and sunglasses to conceal his face. His attempt to rob employees was however foiled and he fled the scene. Police are investigating. There were long lines outside the Treasury Building in the city today as landowners sought to settle their land tax bills with the Barbados Revenue Authority. Many seem keen to cash in on the 10% discount, which will apply to bills paid by October 22nd. Those paid by November 21st will be discounted by 5%. Meanwhile, penalties apply for late payments. Child rights advocate and former juvenile court magistrate Faith Marshall Harris wants more attention paid to children suffering from attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Speaking during a seminar on childhood psychosis recently, she said there seemed to be an increase in the prevalence of the condition, which required further study. Mrs. Marshall Harris said her unscientific theory was that the condition was drug-related, but this had to be tested. Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, Sir George Allen, has given the assurance that UWI will continue to contribute to regional development despite its challenges. Speaking during the first of 2 graduation ceremonies at the Garfield Sober Sports Complex on Saturday, he said university costs are rising and the contributions of Caribbean governments could not keep up with the increases. He, however, stressed that UWI was resilient and would stand the test of time. 2,019 students graduated on Saturday, the largest number in Cave Hill's history. Honorary degrees were also conferred on Dame Cecile Lagranade, Dame Maisie Barker-Welch, and Dame Billy Miller. Hotel executive Colin Jordan last night accepted his nomination to be the Barbados Labour Party's representative for St. Peter, replacing former Prime Minister Owen Arthur, who resigned from the party. The former president of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association was nominated by Mr. Arthur's brother Richard during a meeting of the St. Peter branch at the Alexandra School. The branch's selection now has to be ratified by the party. Residents of Commerce Street in the city joined hands over the weekend to contain a blaze which destroyed 2 houses and damaged 4 others. 15 fire officers and 3 tenders and a tanker responded to the blaze, which broke out around 11:30 a.m. With the help of several residents, they brought the blaze under control in about 40 minutes. The Abraham Apostolic Church suffered some damage but was saved from destruction. Barbadians will get an update on the state of the economy tomorrow afternoon. As has become the norm, the Central Bank of Barbados will release its review of the island's economic performance for the 3rd quarter of this year. As was the case in July, Governor Dr. Delal Worrell will not hold a press conference the following day. It was a night dominated by dance, but spoken word artist Adrian Green stood out during the NIFCA Performing Arts semi-final on Saturday night. In front of a supportive capacity audience at the Commerce School, he performed the self-penned Too Small, which touched on a range of issues affecting Barbados.
Crime going down, so says the commissioner, but to me it don't seem like crime going extinct. This seems like the age of Gunzilla. Will you be able to relax when all you hearing for the night is packs, 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 and the other thing you studying is tax, tax, tax. Gunman, and politician get it fact.
In sport, Grenada's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says he is prepared to act as a mediator in the ongoing pay dispute between West Indies cricketers and the West Indies Players Association. His comments come ahead of a meeting of the West Indies Cricket Board's directors tomorrow to assess the fallout from the players' decision to abandon their tour of India. Mr. Mitchell, who once chaired the CARICOM Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on Cricket, said he believed there was more to the dispute than what was publicly known. And finally, A cemetery in central Illinois is embarking on an unusual marketing campaign that includes a 5K race and actors dressed as people buried there. Spokesman Bob Manning says 10 events will be held this month to encourage more people to buy lots. Mr. Manning is confident that people will be amazed by the beauty of the location. And that's Nation News for Monday. For more, visit nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And you can subscribe to our e-paper or get your Daily Nation at newsstands.